were all watching the AFC game. Eli ulikuwa kwa field, ulikuwa na report for Azam. Mimi na Ian tulikuwa tuna discuss tukiwatch kwa Azam.
Azam TV.
This is free marketing.
Burudani kwa wote. Tunasaidia nchi.
So AFC walienda kwa hii game wakiwa hawajachapa police kwa ligi ever. They were informed. We talked about them here last time, tukasema how good they are doing, how good of a job that friend Abani is doing at AFC Leopards. But walienda huko and it was bad. Like, it was really bad. That first goal, that was just a mistake. That was a mess. The second goal, walitolewa kutoka kwa their own free kick. I mean, it was so many mistakes for a team that is calling themselves title contenders, for people who want to win this league. They've not won this league for 28 years. Is this a mentality thing, or what went wrong with the AFC pale Nyayo?
I think it was a bad day in office for AFC Leopards, but again, I'll say, waliingia game, walikuwa under pressure, because if you compare the two teams, na nilihave a chance ya kuongea na makochi wote wawili, Nicholas Muyoti for Police and also Fred Ambani for AFC Leopards. Muyoti told me that for us we don't have hatuna pressure, but wako na pressure in AFC Leopards. Na akasema ako inspired na coach wa FC Fred Ambani, because they once played together at FC Leopards. But again, FC Leopards, when they're coming to this game, automatically they knew how 3 points were important to them.
Yeah.
Mostly when you play under pressure, you're bound to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Then they conceded so early in the game.
Yeah.
Dakika 5 ushafungwa bao. Na wewe ndio ulikuwa umeingia na mentality kutaka na makosa ya, I think it was a slight mistake from Koulibaly, the defender. Alijaribu kuclear ball, akuclear fiti, Yves Skotiama akapata ball. Inakwambia bado ki mentality na vile waliingia, the more you become more confident. They say overconfidence sometimes can lead to failure. Exactly, that's what happened. But again, I'll say kudos to Police. Tactically, what they came with they came with an agenda on how to tackle FC Leopards, and it really worked. Because talk about the defensive midfielder, Nicholas Muyoti decided to use double pivots. You know, Charles Ouma and Nana Kusi, the Ghanaian midfielder. They were solid. Those are defensive midfielder. They are good in defending than even going forward. But again, when wakati walikuwa wanahitajika kuwapo mbele, Charles Ouma scored. He found himself at a good position and he scored. So for Police, they got it right by locking the midfield for FC Leopards. It was so hard for FC Leopards to have a transition from the midfield going forward to attack, because their key players in the midfield, Kelly Madada and Tyson Otieno, had no chance to play football. Yeah. They couldn't control that midfield because of the two defensive midfielders that Police had deployed in the midfield. So clearly, of course, they were missing James Kenyanjui. According to the coach, he told me that Kenyanjui had a family issue, but is among the players who has a lot of assist in terms of in the attacking for FC Leopards. But again, the chemistry between Tyson and Kenyanjui has been so good. However, tactically, I'll give credit to Police. They came and whatever they planned really worked for them. But for FC Leopards, they failed, because even when they knew that Tyson and Kelly, they're the only players whom the team depend on in terms of creativity, when that didn't work, they didn't have a second thought, maybe a second plan. So that's how things went. And conceding so early goals, you know, by the time they settled so late on the game, because they conceded 3, they settled in the game, the second half of the game, but they couldn't get the chances or maybe chance to score. And that was too much late, you know, for them to come back for that game. So, yeah.
Ian, how ni mashemeji?
How do you feel? First of all, asante sana Police, walikuwa mejigamba ya kwamba
Umekaza.
Si hata kukaza, kulikuwa kiburi ati tangu Police pandishe kwenye ligi. Hajai charaza ingwe kwa ligi, pengine kwa hizo FKF Cup. Boss, asante Police waliwashika juu, walikuwa sema hiyo siku anaenda kulala kwa
Wanarudishwa kwa mbuga ya wanyama.
Sasa chui ameshikwa kaekwa kwa mbuga ya wanyama.
Hawako na time ya kuitisha table,
aleta table. Table manade ni, kuna table hapa. Ukiangalia pia Police, kama coach of Police alijua, number 1, mapema ndio best.
Yeah.
Capitalize on their errors, wafunge. Mapema ndio best, because ukiangalia Koulibaly, slide kiasi, make mistake, fungwa. counter attack, there were 4 touches by the man himself. The man with a degree in statistical mathematics.
Daniel Sakari.
Piga
bonge la pasi.
That was ikafika kwa line akapiga touch moja karudisha pili ya tatu kumbe ameweka vision.
Ilikuwa fiti lakini
wale wanasemanga tio quality ya Kenya iko down.
That was
assist bana. And then
from ile time alichukua kutoka kwa hii free kick.
And it's the
all
free
the
kick.
way kwa hiyo pass.
The way. Na striker mbona general striker ananipotelea because pia ali control vizuri na kai finish.
Zakayo.
Ndava ali control your ball fiti. And then another era wakasema Casey akaletwa, Casey Odhiambo, because Leona fans wakicomplain leta Casey hadi commentator kwa ule okay fans wana demand on Casey akiletwa alikuwa anafaa Mark Charles Ouma from the corner. Ouma kafunga but Casey because FC pia alikuwa na poor man marking hiyo first half because kiangalia Charles Ouma ukienda angalia replay alikuwa na enough space msana mark ni Casey Odhiambo akimwangalia. So for me I think wali capitalize also on their defensive era na pia hiyo kufunga kwa timu yako ukiona creative mid na creative mid now is not creative anymore. The forward wata struggle kupata ball because they must be fed by these creative midfielders. So when Kelly na Tyson hawezi songa mbele, so hiyo ni Charles Ouma, the guy from Ghana, jina yake anapotelea
Nana
Kusi. It was beautiful. So kudos to Police, mchezo mzuri ule. Hata second half pia karibu waliotisha kidogo pale FC, but FC pia kwenda kurudi kwenye mchezo. And also I love the way walijua quest time. When there was additional time, the wasting time ilikuwa kuanguka. Ilikuwa rudisha ball nyuma,
play.
Abud cheza pass, toa hapa, eka huku, tena rudisha nyuma. So
true, by the best way to defend is to possess. Yeah, have that ball.
So walikuwa na hiyo ball mpaka when the final whistle was blown. So I think that's a very tactical way of waste time, of which it is allowed.
Is this a mentality issue for AFC? Because this was a very crucial game for them. Walikuwa waende wa close hiyo gap ya wao na Gor Mahia if they want to win the league, which they keep saying they want to win, but I mean hizo zilikuwa makosa ndogo sana zenye they were punished by AFC. Is this, we talked about mentality, a winning mentality for AFC. Is this a problem now for them?
Yeah, sure. At some extent you can say it's a problem because ukiangalia, you don't, as a champion, if you want to be a champion, you don't just make some unnecessary mistakes on a football match when you are playing against the champion. Remember, Police ndio the current champion, defending champion from last season. So when you are playing against champions, you also need to play as a champion. And probably you are not supposed to make such mistakes that we witnessed because clearly, if you look at the goals, from that goal of Sakari, it was still a mistake from the free kick. They didn't get it well, the way they started it, their quick restart. Then again, even the third goal, you can say Charles Ouma finding himself at an open position, no marking, as Ian has said, poor marking. The first goal was also a flip from Kolubali. It tells you, you are not supposed to concede such goals when you want to win the league. Mentality, yes, to some extent, but one thing that affected them, they came over confidence, trying to believe that they can do this thing. The moment you become overconfident, you're bound to make mistakes, and that is it. That is what happened. And then tactically, if your opponent switches tactics, you need to also readjust quickly. That also affected them. But again, as you said, mentally, they are going to now to the biggest game, Mashemeji Derby, having lost 3-0. You lose 3-0 and you're going to the Derby. Yes, they say Derby is a different game. It's a different day. And anything can happen on a Derby game. But in terms of mentally, I know Fred Ambani is going through a lot, trying to make the boys and calm them and make them believe in themselves that they have a chance to go and maybe probably get a point or even 3 points in the Derby.